Salute to everybody in the chat. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I know, all kinds of audio issues, technical difficulties yesterday. They threw the whole 9 yards of monkey wrenches at your boy yesterday, but we are here, ladies and gentlemen. Salute to everybody in the chat. I see my brother CRU, AK Sour God. How you doing? T-Step, what's good? Salute to everybody coming in the chat. First and foremost, let's make sure that all of you can hear this audio clearly. Can you hear me very clearly in the chat, family? Give me a black fist or a thumbs up, something to let me know that you can all hear me okay before we get started here. All right, cool. I'm seeing people saying the audio is clear because we got a lot to get to. And believe it or not, PukeTube, y'all know they're going to stay hating on this channel, but they're going to hate even harder after we get finished with this broadcast today because just as the thumbnail said, we got to do a recap of the very successful and very on time FBA reparations rally that was held by our brother Tariq Nasheed in Washington, D.C. at Freedom Plaza. We're going to cover a couple of things on why it was so necessary and some things about where we are at the hour of our history. And we're also going to cover what not to do when it comes to hating on them. Oh yeah, hating on anything that's productive for our people and that's meant to uplift our people. We're going to cover these things, ladies and gentlemen, because see, one of the things that we got to grow out of as a people, it's okay to have disagreements with somebody. That's good. Everybody's supposed to have their own minds and think for themselves. However, if we see a brother or a sister in the community trying to do something for the community, especially when it comes with sacrifice, if you don't like the way they're doing, guess what you're supposed to do? You do something. That's it. That's what you got to do. So here's the deal, right? Here's the deal. We're going to look at several things here today pertaining to the rally and why it was held. And we're going to also analyze exactly the wrong mindset to have so that we can make sure we identify this and isolate it as something to be shamed. Because, see, anytime we have builders in our community, right, black men or black women, hell, black children, if you see anybody amongst us wearing our skin trying to denigrate that person, we're going to have to start putting that back on Front Street as something that makes you a pariah in the community, because that's exactly what other communities do. OK, you can't be in other communities that practice anti-black racism against us and go against the people in the community. OK, they all get on code against you. So by the time this presentation is over with, we're going to make that clear about several things in this broadcast. And it's going to be constructive, but it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be hilarious. We're going to have some fun with it because, hey, it's long overdue. So with that said, I want to play this clip from my brother Tariq Nasheed, and this was done years ago, For all the people that was saying that he just now got on the reparations movement, I know all of you in this chat over here are very intelligent. You all know that. But for the people that's been saying that, right? Because see, sometimes what you have going on in a lot of these spaces or in this grassroots work, this is what I try to do with people. If I'm unfamiliar with your work, okay, if I'm unfamiliar with a brother or sister, what you got going on in the community, before I go making assertions or assumptions or what have you, I'm going to ask questions. If possible, I'm going to have a respectful dialogue with you and ask the questions I want to know directly. That's what intelligent people do, okay? But unfortunately, in this day and age, we're in the era of the smartphone and the dumbass, okay? Ironic how that's went. You would think that as technology and intelligence as people, that doesn't apply to all of us. So with that being said, we're going to play this, and we're going to analyze several things and put it all in the context. And like I said, we mad about the end of this one today, but hey, you know, everybody got to get mad sometime. So be it. If the shoe fit, they're going to have to wear it. Let's get started, ladies and gentlemen.
And don't use the word African. Use vague and ambiguous terms like minority. So whenever I was urban, today when you say Clinton, the minute you say, "Hey, what are you going to do for black people?" They say, "Well, we're going to do something for minorities. We're going to do for the youth. We're going to do something for the public." Never really commit to black people. So we got to stop voting.
Now, for those of you that were over here before when we were having all the technical difficulties, oh yeah, I'm finna get petty with it. I'm gonna put this in here because see, the big beach wheel that you saw bouncing across your screen there, none other than the last king of chicken wings, you know, pork chop those prime ribs, Roland Martin. I'm showing you this for a reason. I know y'all think it's gonna be all jokes, but I'm gonna show you this for a reason, as I always do on this channel. I'm gonna play a couple of clips of the swole chicken McNugget head bastard that's over there. I always got people from New Black Media name in his mouth, only out for self, never challenge the Democrats or anybody for that matter. But I want you to see this and see, not only are we comparing this from Roland talking about our brother Tariq Nasheed and anything on the black grassroots, I want everybody in this chat room to compare this to people that hate on you in your personal life when you're trying to do something constructive. Always look at the source of who's criticizing you before you take anything they say have to say to heart. So I want y'all to pay attention to the dancing beach wheel here. I'm gonna let this continue.
Oh, still oh, so good to see you, Mr. And the TV was, oh Lord. I dance with Napa. I dance with Napa. I dance with Napa. I dance with
They come up to me at NABJ around the country and they say,
now before we let you hear what he's saying here, just keep in mind what you just saw, right? A big dancing buffoon every time white folks in particular come around. See, I don't know about y'all ladies and gentlemen, but I can't trust anybody like that, especially a grown man. I would expect that of a teenager or small children. You know, I ain't even gonna put that on the sisters. They know when it's time to get serious. But see, the reason I'm pointing that out is when you have somebody like him that's always criticizing people on the black grassroots and New Black Media, I always look at what he does when he's before these people in the dominant society, especially Democratic politicians, and then you look at what the people that he criticizes on the grassroots does, okay? Because I remember he had some real slick comments to say about our brother Greg Marcel Dixon. Man, I'm going to tell y'all right now, man, I catch you talking slick about that brother, man. I'm going to have at you, man, because that is one of the first black grassroots candidates that we have seen in damn near the last 50 years that'll put it all out there on the line for his people, man. So I want y'all to support that brother, man. I mean, hey, look, if you believe in trying to get things done for the community, lend that brother your support. He's legit. You know, I rarely ever endorse anybody over here, but I'm telling you, that brother is the real deal. As y'all gonna see, as we get further on in this presentation. But right here, what Roland Martin is saying, right? I want you to listen to who he's talking to, and then pay attention to it, like how his self-absorbed ego is in this clip here. I'm gonna let him continue.
Man, I want to do it, but you want to do what I did. You study your craft. Again, we're talking in a hotel room. It's a 45. That's 2 portable lights. That's a light stand. That's a live view unit. That's LED lights I travel with. That's a wireless microphone. I can set all of it up in 20 minutes, not gonna lie. Do you want to do what I do? Oh, so when they say I want to do what you do,
y'all saw that little Gila monster that he was talking to, right? Yeah. See, a lot of y'all call her a Chucky doll. She looked like a little Gila monster to me. I mean, now, see, notice something about these types of people, right? Roland Martin and the chief black man hating Gila monster face, Jamel Hill. You ever notice something about all these people, man, that are off code, don't stand for nothing? They gravitate towards each other, man. You know, like the old saying goes, birds of a feather flock together, right? So coons of a feather flock together in this situation. Just listen to what he's saying in this conversation. I mean, he's talking about himself like he is the premier black go-to journalist. This is how he talked in front of the white folks, too, so you know. Just listen to him.
What they really mean is, I want to be recognized for this. I want to be stopped on. And I'm like, get stopped on the street because I stand in front of a camera. I get stopped on the street because of what I say while I'm on there. Which means the study behind the work. That means that.
What the hell do this little milk dud head bastard study except for a buffet menu list? You're talking about the study behind the work. Roland, please.
I'm talking you because I've got the book on Black fortunes. Because I've got other stuff. Because I'm in a constant state of learning. I know.
Now, you heard what he just said, right? And yep, we won't get to a lot on tonight. Because, see, we're going to put into context why that reparations rally was exactly what we needed at the right time, right before the midterms. You know, we're gonna talk about several things because y'all see what's on the screen right now. Oh, yeah, we're going to go in tonight. But, see, the thing I want you to remember about Roland, right? He's only serious when it comes to him getting something for him because, as several people have commented on already, there's no loyalty amongst the coons. See, think about it, man. The brother has, well, not brother. I'm not calling him a brother, but he has his own media company, okay? So now, if he was really about trying to do things and he was really about, you know, his fellow colleagues, they're looking out for them, when Tiffany Cross got fired, he would have at least offered her to come over there, but y'all saw the excuses that he was making, okay? In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he ran and tried to get her slot and get back on network television, because that's where little fat ass really want to be. It's either that or he wants a White House press secretary job. Either or. Wherever the snacks are, that's where he gonna go. And speaking of wherever the snacks are, I'm gonna let y'all play this couple of clips right here, because see, the Democrats are mad. Oh, they are pissed off at black men. Good, because they ain't seen nothing yet. Brothers and sisters in this chat, this is our time to really show them how we flex our political muscle. And I'm going to say it again. We need to inflict political punishment on them for all the malevolent neglect that they've inflicted upon us. And from now on, when any Democratic politician or Republican approaches you about your vote, you say, listen, let me introduce to you what I'm going to need before you get anything from me. I need proof of concept policy. Don't come back to me until you can show me what you've already been doing for my community and my people. Then we will talk. It's time to treat voting like exactly what it is, a business transaction, or you withhold it. I've said it many times. If you won't work for free, don't vote for free. But let's listen to some of these people that's so confused about why black folks and black men didn't show up to vote for them. Just listen.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people.
Y'all heard him, right? You know, so I just wanted to refresh your memory on you know, why they're so confused. Because, see, this is the stuff you need to throw back in their faces since everybody has a smartphone nowadays, when they come running up to you asking about something, you pull up all this disrespect that they've shown our people and you put it right back in their face and be like, listen, before the conversation go any further, I need you to explain this to me. In fact, show them this one that I'm about to play you next.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community.
Mayor Bottom.
Now, before we get on the bottom of the barrel here, again, I show you these things because we need to refresh our memory of the disrespect towards us, okay? Because, see, for him to say that, look back at it again. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. With a smile on his face, comfortable, too. Stomp down hardcore white supremacist Joe Biden. I'm calling him not suspected. He is one. That 94 crime bill solidified it and plenty of other anti-black policies after that, especially during this iteration of this administration here. But see, you have to take a walk back down memory lane so you can remember that, hey, I actually owe these bastards for a shit ton of disrespect. And speaking of disrespect, we're going to analyze this clip and I'm going to point something else out to y'all. A lot of people have played it, but I'm going to show y'all something. I want y'all to really study this because I don't know if anybody else has pointed this out, but I'm about to.
At black men in her against.
Listen, Jonathan, I think that Stacey is spot on with that. I listen as my kids watch NBA highlights and whatever else they watch on YouTube. I hear the misinformation being piped in. My 12-year-old, my 14-year-old son, my 20-year-old is getting it. So there is definitely a target toward African-American men.
Okay, now before we get into analyzing the reparations rally here, you heard what Keisha Bottom of the Barrel said, okay? So now, here's the thing, right? A lot of people have somewhat touched on it, but I'm going to put this question to y'all in the chat in specific. When it comes to talking about what black men don't do, what we better do, we should fall in line. Y'all know all the rhetoric that they were spewing at us before the midterms and going to continue to try because they hadn't learned their lesson yet. We're going to have to show them a couple of more times. Why don't they always say, okay, instead of asking black men to do this or that, how about you lead with the question, what do black men need in order to get on board with what you're talking about? See, it's always we just supposed to go along to get along. And see, I look at the community as a whole. I don't separate us. Black men and black women are in this together, no matter what some people on the internet say. We all we got. But if we're going to just isolate black men and talk about why we don't get on board, they're going to have to start leading with, listen, what am I getting in exchange for this? And in terms of the whole of the community, because we are the builders and the providers of the community. Okay, so it's like when black men start talking about specifics, we get the trick bag language, minorities, people of color, and all this other goofiness. And so here's the thing, right? And for all the brothers in the chat, this is what I want y'all to understand. When these people approach you, you should be stomped down serious with them and say, listen, if you're approaching me, we're doing business. Don't approach me with nothing talking about, oh, it's the most important election of your life. You keep saying that over and over again. We need to talk specifics just like you're doing for these other communities. Okay, we can see in our faces, they playing with our money. That's how I'm looking at it. They're playing with our money at this point. You're sending money here, there, left, right, all over the place. But as soon as it's time to get some economic tangibles coming to black people, oh man, it just skipped right over us. So see, I wanted to show y'all that clip because see, notice on the news, you never hear them actually address what black men. They don't a safety aspect, employment aspect, business communities, nothing. Okay, nothing. They don't address anything. So it's like if you're gonna skip right over what our concerns are, then why would you ever expect me to do something for you? See, for a long time, And I'm not saying every brother. I have to quantify these things because I'm not saying all black men are worthy of respect, because just like all black women aren't, we have that are on the fringes. We're talking about the hardworking black folks that do the best they can to take care of their families and look out for their communities. When they address those of us, they come to us with all these disrespectful ad campaigns. I don't even need to name them. If you've been over here on this channel, you've seen several of them and in other new black media spaces. So when they approach you, what I want y'all to start doing is, because I damn sure do it when they come after me asking anything, you ask them about these things and say, hey, why didn't you promote this to the Hispanic, Asian, the white community, the East Indian, the Arab community? Well, why didn't you? I didn't see any disrespectful ad campaigns promoted towards them like you promoting towards us. You see what I'm saying? And see, I want you to pay attention to the look on their faces, record them if you can too. Because see, when you ask them these questions, they know that it's disrespectful. It's not ignorance. It is willful disrespect. Okay? And see, when you have the Roland Martins, the Simone Sanders, and all the rest of them sitting up there because they get a job out of it temporarily, until they're no longer useful, like we saw with Tiffany Cross, they're so let them know, name these traders by name, this a Tiffany Cross or Roland Martin, and say, listen, these people right here do not speak for us. If you come seeking my vote based off what they're saying, you don't know anything about this community and my people. That's what we're going to have to start letting them know. And see, this is why this reparations rally that just passed here this month was so important. Now, for those of you that didn't make it, I want y'all to listen to what Brother Tariq said opening his speech here and compare it to what he said a few years ago for the people talking about he just not getting on this. Because we're going to cover everything from pillar to post in this broadcast tonight. I got the preliminary stuff out of the way because it's going to tie into everything else later. Let's let our brothers speak here.
Right? Is reparations student loan debt? No. Is reparations CU funding? No. Is reparations minority business loans? No. Is reparations catfish nuggets? No. What's reparations? What's reparations? Give yourselves a applause.
Okay, so now as our brother just said here, and bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to power through this thing tonight. One monkey don't stop no show. We're going to get through this thing and we're going to cover some very valid points. But see, what our brother just said is the mindset that we're going to have to set as tradition going forward, okay? Because see, this is a critical juncture in our history. We have no time to play at any level of our society for any reason. Every time any politician comes near us, it's business time. If you approach me with some catfish nuggets, talking about food or dancing, I'm going to look at you like you're crazy. I'm going to look right through you, fact of business. And I'm going to tell you, and we should all lead with this since we witnessed this disrespect. If you say that you need help, Democrat especially, since they're the one giving out all the tangibles and they're in power right now, since you say that you need help, you need to go to these people that you did something for. You didn't do nothing for us. They can't name the policy that they've done for black people. And see, here's the thing, too. Let's go ahead and clear this up. You have a lot of people trying to come at those of us in new black media that speak on these things when we say voting is a business transaction and you're supposed to hear both sides out and then weigh the options of which is in the best interest of you as a black voter and your community. That's what business is. That's what every other community does. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not liberal or conservative, but if the Republicans are smart, they will at least start trying to meet black society halfway on some of the things they're talking about. We know nobody's saying go full Republican. You already know they're going to do a protest vote strategically in an organized fashion where you approach this. If you want more of our votes, we're going to need you to enact these policies by this specific time. And don't let them fool you, because see, other communities they say, listen, we want these policies by XYZ date, and then if you do this, we'll go in and push the vote for you over here to your side of the arena. That's how we're gonna have to start doing it, right? It's long overdue. Okay, voting and handling business, these are grown folks issues here. So the people that are childish talking about, you talk about the Republicans. I'm like, listen, we've lived through Republican president and Democratic president alike. So all these people that are talking about, they're going to take all the rights away. Yeah, okay. Yeah. See, that goes to show you these people have sat here for the Biden sexuals. That's what I'm talking about. Good to get Trump out. They sit here and let them turn one man into the epitome of all evil. I'm like, listen, man, that guy, Donald Trump, white supremacist that he is, didn't have a 47-year history of enacting harmful policies on black society like Joe Biden, okay? So you have to always talk common sense to these people. And then again, here's what I say as a black man, a foundational black American man. There is no day that I wake up in this uniform of black skin of mine, with the blood in my veins passed down to me through my ancestors, that I wake up afraid of what these people are going to do. I don't. You can't get anything done like that as a man if you always went up in here. See, me, I really can't stand being next to cowards like that. That's always talking about, oh my God, they're going to take this away. Look, if they try to take it from you, then stand on it. What they're trying to take from you. You come up with things together as an on-code community to make sure they can't take things from you, which is where group economics comes in, as our Grandmaster teacher, Dr. Claude Anderson, have been teaching us, being on code like everybody was at this rally. Because I'm finna show y'all a couple of shots for the people that are talking about it wasn't that many people out there. And by now, that lie has been debunked. Shout out to our brother Richard Sudan. Solid dude. If you want to talk about allies, he's one of them. He wrote a good article on it. As been many other on-code black journalists out here with independent media companies that are writing fair articles on what happened and everything that's going on in the grassroots. And see, this is what the Democrats in particular are afraid of. When you get out here, like you see these brothers and sisters that were out there at Freedom Plaza, right? When you get out here and you put foot to pavement and they see that it's numbers of you in the thousands ready to mobilize and get things done and talking about an organized agenda. Nobody's playing, nobody's dancing. Everybody's focused on solutions to the problems that we have as a community. Then these people start to get afraid because they know that once we get on code to the point of applying action to the things that we strategize on, it's a route for them. It's a route. They know that. So I want y'all to pay attention to a couple of things I'm finna show you here with this rally.
We got a particular piece, but I want you to be clear. I'm not giving up Africa. Now, some of y'all want to give up the original piece of real estate or not. Do it. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to advise you to do it. That's yours. But that's number one.
Let me pause it right here, too. I want to point something out. That was the elder, Dr. James Small, speaking there. And, you know, this is something I need to point out to people, right? Because, like, he was talking about the continent of Africa and the resources over there and not just giving it up. Let me put something in the context for a lot of people that were like, oh, you talking about Africa and this Pan-Africanism. No. Here's the thing you got to understand. First and foremost, when our elders are speaking, even if you initially disagree with what they're saying, I'm going to show you something that has gone a long way with me in my lifetime, right? Because I spent a lot of time around my elders, many years older than me. When the elders are talking to you, even if you initially disagree, hold silent for a minute and listen to what they're saying. Because there's something in there that you may be able to use. But see, you'll never get it if you're the type of person that you hear one thing and then you shut them down. Basically, what the brother is telling you, and this is something I can say for a fact because I've been to many different African nations. Okay, here's the deal. Nobody is saying to get on board with one-sided Pan-Africanism. What the brother is telling you that you can find on-code individuals, okay, on the continent and over here that you can do business with, okay? You should always seek to do business anywhere that you can because, see, where they're trying to economically strangle us in this country, So that doesn't mean that you put to the side your foundational Black American issues. It means that you make sure that you expand beyond the reach of this white supremacist country so that you can go and bring resources back. You can set up international partnerships with people. I mentioned our brother Richard Sudan. He's over there in the UK. Me and that brother, man, we go way back. We do a lot of things together behind the scenes. Okay, and like I said, I'm going to get him over here soon so y'all can really get to see what type of brother he is. You can catch him on Philip Scott's channel, the African Diaspora News channel sometimes. But what I'm saying is, it's good to have international connections because, see, especially in the area of business that generates economic power, you have alternatives to dealing with this system over here where they always try to sabotage anything we do. A Black business, trying to find something to get you to the turkey leg here, right? Okay, the slutty vegan here in Atlanta. Look what they was trying to do that sister. Okay, so what I'm saying is, you set yourself up on the business level and just the social level of making contacts in different nations. Okay, doesn't mean that all of them are going to be on code. We're not saying give everybody a pass. What I'm saying is, don't ever be the type of person that write everybody off when you got on code individuals that you can do something with. Okay, we can chew gum and walk at the same time. So a lot of people was trying to criticize our brother James Smalls here, but they missed the point of what he was saying. Right now, see, I'm going to show you something basic, right? I'm going to point this out. Because, see, this is a dream of mine that I want to see happen before I leave here. Okay? I want to see our Black women get together and say, you know what? These damn Asians over here, they shouldn't have none of the economic real estate in this hair care market. What they going to tell us about our hair? Man, y'all could partner with some on-code sisters over there in the diaspora and get some import-export going on it. Now, hey, look, I'm not a fan of the weave, but if it's going to be controlled by sisters, I want sisters to get that money. I want you, Black women should be at the head of that. I'm just giving that small example. You see what I'm saying? Okay, now, when it comes to the tech industry, I'm going to put y'all up on some game, man. Right now, there are a lot of startup companies over there in the telecommunications field. If you are into IT, you better start looking at, like, getting involved with doing some things over there. You can make a lot of money. I'm telling you what I know, not what I think. So I'm just giving that brief, description of what Brother James Smalls was saying, because he was speaking about the resources, right? He was thinking about the resources, which, hey, look, and I understand what he's saying, because, see, like, if you can get over there and make connections with the right people, you can do a lot. The reason why? We have a different mentality when it comes to understanding the system of racism and white supremacy. We're in more of a survival mode than a lot of our other brothers and sisters in the diaspora, right? No disrespect to them. But what I'm saying is, when you go, like, just say if you went to an African nation and you linked up with an on-code brother or sister to do some business, you could put them up on game that they didn't know. And they can put you up on things that they didn't know. You see what I'm saying? And see, when you start working together like that, you can be the example for when the tethers start up. You can say, hey, man, look, you over here clowning. We trying to get to these bags out here because there's plenty of money out here to get. Okay? And see, I don't care what nobody say from any group. I wholeheartedly believe that Black people are the most intelligent and creative on the planet when it comes to innovating new things. Look at all the inventions that our ancestors have come up with, and people in present day, right on down to our children. You see what I'm saying? And see, when you get accustomed to making different kinds of moves outside of the norm, that becomes a tradition that inspires other young people. You see what I'm saying? Because, see, I'm going to tell y'all something that they don't want to see. Look up Memorandum 46. Okay, I ain't gonna even go into detail about it. Look up Memorandum 46. Memorandum 46. Read that all the way through. Okay, the greatest fear of the white supremacists was, and I'm just gonna give you a brief history of it. The greatest fear of the white supremacists over here in the Western Hemisphere was on code foundational Black Americans linking up with continental Africans and starting to do business with one another. Just think about what it would be like if we created an international Black first economy. Okay. Now, I'm not saying drag people kicking and screaming that don't want anything to do with it. That's fine. Leave them where they are. You're not supposed to try to grab everybody and convert them. What I'm saying is be on the lookout for the brothers and sisters from other parts of the diaspora that are on code, that do want to do business, and that can be trusted to build something with. You see what I'm saying? Because see, when you look at this Kyrie Irving situation, a lot of this other goofiness that's going on, they can do that because those people are dependent upon them. When you cut that umbilical cord of dependency from these bastards, they can't do nothing to you at all. You see what I'm saying? You become the boss. You're in the ownership and operator and power position. And see, that's something I think a lot of our people are afraid of. So see, when you look at this rally, you got to understand something. Before I let the rest of this play, I want y'all to really think about what I'm about to state here. Take it back to the plantation days, right? When there were slaves on the plantation, our ancestors talking about escaping, you had some people scared to death of the thought of just being free. You see what I'm saying? They would rather stay there and be oppressed, scared to death of the thought of just even trying to be free. So today you still have that mindset amongst us. That mindset is amongst some of our people to the point not only are they afraid of other people trying to get free, they think that, okay, if I go and sabotage this black person that's trying to get out from under the system of white supremacy, this is going to get me a more comfortable place in the system. Now, family, has that ever worked for any coon that we've seen employ that strategy? Has it ever worked? I'm just saying, I know I don't know everything. Somebody pointed out to me if that strategy has ever worked for a coon, because I've never seen it. And I've been all over this, one in this country and outside of this country. I have never seen that strategy work for a Sambo or a coon. So the point that I'm making is, it is better for you to fight for your freedom and go against this system than to bow down like these coons that have turned on our brother Kyrie Irving. Because see, you got to think about that. That's a hard thing, man, when you know you cooning. You can lie to yourself, but you got to look at yourself every day you get up. As a man or a woman doing that, oh man, that's disgusting, man. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So see, when you see thousands of us gathered out here, like in this image right here, and a lot more that I'm going to show you, when you see us gathered and unafraid and talking about solutions amongst one another, see, let me tell you what's unique about us as a people. And see, a lot of you in here don't even realize how unique and special that we are as a people, and just you as individuals in here. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm going to show you something, right? I've said it before and I'm going to say it again tonight. The reason why we are hated and feared so much in this country by these white supremacists is when they look at us, they know that they could not have survived what they've inflicted upon us. And then they are in awe at the innovative ways and solutions that we come up to get out from under their oppression. See, we're not supposed to have nothing if it's up to them, but yet we still find a way to thrive against adversity. Unfortunately, a lot of times it usually takes something traumatic to get us on code, which is why it was so beautiful to see this rally, because this was something that didn't result from immediate tragedy. This was planned months and months in advance. You saw the red tape our brother went through, and I'm glad that he picked his spirits back up, or the ancestors gave him the strength he needed to push forward with this, because if he wouldn't have, I'm going to tell y'all, man, a lot of y'all probably hadn't felt it yet, but this rally changed the course of our history in this country. Mark my words. A lot is going to change from this, because a lot of good people met up out there with a lot of solutions, and a lot more people from around the country are starting to find other on-code black people in this nation. That can be a hard thing to do depending on where you live at, especially if you're in some of these states, which I do not advise you to be in, where our percentages of our people are in the single digits. That's really not a good thing. I don't advise that. If you have to be in one of the places, don't stay there long. Get back where we have numbers at, so you have backup. But see, when you got people connecting from one end of this country to the other like that, implementing solutions from different professions or what have you, some gears are going to get turning. So I want y'all to check the rest of this out.
What I'm going to start closing with is I hit all the points of why we're owed reparations. This is not a handout. When the government does wrong, they pay. We just told you they paid the Jews. We told you they paid the Native Americans. They paid the Japanese. Japanese, they paid other harmed groups, they paid the Romanians, they paid the white slaves for freeing us. You know why? Because we were property. They got reparations, but all of a sudden everybody becomes a financial guru. When it comes to us, well, where you gonna get that money from? Well, who gonna pay that? Oh, you gonna break the country.
Now, I want y'all to reflect on what our sister Connie Collins just said there, because she did an excellent job as a speaker, as did all the speakers there. But see, what she was talking about was the legally owed economic debt of reparations. So the mindset and the mentality in all of us should be, we're not going to let that slide, no matter what. Now, there's other things we can be working on in the meantime until we get them, because we're going to get no reparations. But in the meantime, we keep on working on getting other policies taken care of. We got to make sure these race soldiers are punished. Okay, we need to press them on making sure that we have capital for black businesses. Okay, it's a whole lot that we need to be focused on, and reparations is just one part of it, but it is a big part, and it's the nucleus of everything. There should never be a time where you talk to any politician without bringing that up. I don't care whether you think they're going to be for it or not. And if they tell you that they're not for it, then you let them know, okay, well, cool. There's only so much you're going to be able to get from me then. Now, what you want to do? Because see, I'm going to tell you, one of the most powerful words, one syllable, two letters in the English language, is no. You want to give people respect? Start telling them no. Start telling them no. Because, see, we say yes too much. We go along to get along too much. What they tell us every time we help them out. Oh, well, y'all just come on. We'll get you next time. No, ain't no next time. It's right now time. It's right now time. That's what all these people out here in attendance were in, a right now mind frame. See, a lot of black people, I'm going to tell y'all something, family, in this day and age, this is why it's so important to fellowship and to socialize with other on-code black people. Because, see, in this constant system with the media bombarding us every day, with everything that's being thrown at us, it demoralizes your spirit and your will to respect yourself, to even pay attention to this debt that's owed to us. Okay? It demoralizes you. So, see, when you socialize with other black people and you're actually getting things done together, each one motivates the other. You see what I'm saying? Each one motivates the other. So get into that right now mindset. Nah, who are these people to tell us we gotta wait? Nah, it's right now time. It's long overdue right now time. Okay? So I want y'all to just look at all these people that was out here gathered together in harmony. And yeah, we had some infiltrators that I'm gonna go ahead and say it again. There was actually a contingent of about 7 Proud Boys that I saw out there that were lurking around trying to disrupt things. But man, the crowd was on code and the security was so tight. In other words, let me tell you something. In addition to our brother Tariq's professional security that he had out there, one thing that I liked about the brothers that I saw out there, man, every black man took up the understanding without even having to be said that we are the security to the security. You see what I'm saying? Anytime large numbers of us gather somewhere, that's exactly how it's supposed to be. Communicating things that don't look right, whatever the case may be, so that we can get into a habit of protecting our own. And see, when you have that mindset gathered amongst other on-code black people, you take that back to your community after you disperse. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of spirit that we should be in when we congregate together. Not all this twerking and not all this other goofiness, that all these other events that they have when they approach black people about anything political going on. We're going to do away with that. And see, we need to make sure that we keep shaming them about that. It can't just be we meant it. We got to let them know that you have greatly offended us and there's going to be a penalty for it in the political process. Let's let this continue.
We want tangible foundation of black Americans. Yep. And we're not going to let them redefine what reparations mean, right? Is reparations HBCU funding? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In case you all don't recognize the brother's voice there, this is some footage that our brother Dewan B took up while he was out there, man. And fact of business, go subscribe to that brother's channel. Let me tell you something, man. That is a good, solid, down-to-earth brother, a musical historian and a genius, in my opinion. Please go sign up and subscribe to my brother Dewan B's channel, man. He's got a lot of good history projects coming out on the way. Okay, the brother actually runs a counseling service. If you aren't familiar with that brother's work, you need to go subscribe to his channel. In fact, moderators, do put my brother Dewan B's channel in the chat room. I want everybody that's over here tonight, if you hadn't already, which you should be, but if you hadn't, you need to go subscribe to brother Dewan B's channel.
Yeah, appreciate your work. Is well, just Native Americans were mistreated, and they're not complaining. So blacks. But the thing is, these people are not complaining because they were compensated. Irish, who were indentured servants, they got something called freedom dues after their contract ran out. They got money, land, and weapons. They were compensated, then they were brought back all the benefits of all the days of being white and student. When the Italians were lynched out of New Orleans, there was a situation where there was a mass lynching.
A white man. And the Lord is.
Now, I just wanted to let y'all see that in its entirety that's just a small section because, see, coming up, I think our brother Tariq is going to have the entire presentation of it coming up, I think, Wednesday. So you all can see everything. For those of you that didn't make it out there, sea of black people, wall-to-wall, beautiful black people out there, man, on code, spirit of love and brotherhood and sisterhood out there as a community as we should be. But see, I got to do this. I got to play this, right? And I'm going to do it from a common sense perspective. No disrespect to all the Hebrew Israelites, because I know this doesn't represent all of them, but we're going to have to point something out, right? We're going to have to point something out. This clip I'm about to play is something that it disturbs me when we got together trying to talk about what we're going to physically do for our situation. Because let's be clear, I've said it many times. I'm not against anybody's faith or religion. I believe in the Most High and the Creator. Whatever you find to help make you a better person spiritually, I'm all for that. I support that 100%. But you have to understand that whatever your religion is that you draw spiritual strength from, it should give you the motivation to physically act upon the things that are afflicting you. Okay? It's not just all spiritual. We live in a physical world. Okay? So when you get your spiritual strength, you put it forth into physical ability to solve problems. Okay? Now, I'm going to say it like it is. When you see brothers like this saying what he's about to say, it evokes fear and it evokes incompetence. And like I said, I'm not talking about all Hebrew Israelites. I'm talking about the ones that the shoe fit. I want y'all to listen to what he's saying here, and I'm going to point out what's wrong with it right after he finished.
The word reparation means people. The so-called money can't repay people. Right.
All right. Now, before I get into the Roblox head, oh, yeah, I'm going to get him, too. I got to get him. But see, the problem with what he said was the white man's money can't repair people. Them little Super Friends outfits and costumes that they had on was bought with the white man's money. I guarantee you they didn't make them themselves. The food that they eat is bought with the white man's money, since we going there. See, this whole mindset about, well, we don't need the white man's money. Bullshit. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the so-called white man's money was made off the backs of our people. And every last one of us that's drawing breath here today, and our children and children's children, are entitled to a share of that money. Every corporation that you can name in America and in Britain was founded off the backs of slave labor. Okay, we were the first stocks and bonds sold. Okay, for those of you that don't know your history on that, I know everybody over here should. But see, man, when it comes to that foolishness right there, the reason why he's saying that is because a lot of times you have, and those types, I'm gonna be clear on this, those types of Hebrew Israelites are like other groups of people that say, okay, I don't have any tangible answers to solving these problems about fighting white supremacy. So what I'm going to do is huddle together with other people that feel just as frustrated and afraid, because that's what it is, afraid. I'm going to call it what it is, that are just as afraid as me. And we're going to huddle together and just rely on prison babble stuff. Okay. That's really what that becomes. Not the entirety of their beliefs. I'm talking about when your spiritual system is not used to help you solve your physical problems. See, a lot of people get that twisted. Your spirituality is supposed to help you physically. Yes. Spiritual strength should help you physically. Okay. It should help you mentally to work on solving your problems. Okay. So now, see, you get a lot of them guys like that. And unfortunately, they'll get people that are falling in line with, especially younger people. And they don't understand that sooner or later, I'm going to put it to y'all like this. I'm going to simplify it. Think back to when all of you were children, right? And I hope you wasn't a little mean bastard that I was. But think back to when all of you were children. Okay. If there was a bully harassing you, picking on you, what have you, beating you up, was the answer to keep running from the bully? Or sooner or later, you had to fight the bully, right? Isn't that what you had to do eventually before you made that bully get some act right? Because usually, if you stood your ground and whooped that bully's ass one good time, that motherfucker got some act right. He or she, okay? For men or the women in here that may have had that experience as children. Me, I was a little terrorist in school. I was the quiet guy that used to let them think that they could get somewhere, and then it went all south. It went all bad. So I hope none of y'all was like me. But I digress. My point is this. When it comes to dealing with any problem, you cannot just keep sweeping it under the rug. As men, we damn sure not supposed to do that. We're supposed to be the chief problem solvers in our community. And see, brothers like that will sit around and do that kind of babble and never fix anything or never build anything, never provide any tangible solutions outside of just running their mouths. And then they wonder why the women don't respect them. Now, there may be some women that they're dealing with that fear them, but fear and respect are related, but they're really two different things. They're really two different things, right? I'm going to show you something. Let's go back to the bully analogy, because see, a lot of people argue down about that analogy, but I'm finna break it down and make it simple. If the bully, in the analogy I just gave, was on the playground, and he walking around in his full health, and he done beat people up, okay, people are afraid of the bully. Okay? They don't respect the bully, but they're afraid of him. Now, what happens if one day the bully on the playground and he fall and break his leg? Uh-oh. Everybody who that bully beat up is going to come get payback for old and new. Now, see, if they respected the bully, they would leave him alone. But see, when that fear goes away, the bully is in trouble. And that's the system of white supremacy. And I'm seeing our people take the proper stand backing our brother Kyrie Irving, because see, that fear is going away. It's because of gatherings like this Foundation of Black American Reparations rally that we just had. It's reminding us that when we fight, we win. You put the fear up when you start to remember who your people are. See, this is why it's so important to research your history and learn who you are related to throughout history. Some of you are related to some very noteworthy people in Foundation of Black American history. Start digging. If you haven't ever started researching your family history, I strongly suggest you do that, because I know I was surprised by what I learned about who I'm related to. Okay. See, a lot of times as a person, when you become a grown person, you're figuring yourself out when you're a teenager and you're a young adult. But when you become an adult, you start to realize that, okay, you start immediately to see the traits that you have, that your father has, your mother has, your grandparents had. And then when you start researching your history and your lineage, you start saying, okay, that's exactly why I'm the way I am. You see, and the power is when you know yourself, you fear nothing. There's precious little on earth that you feel when you really understand yourself. You see what I'm saying? That's what the point I'm making. So when it comes to understanding, we're going to deal with this buckethead fool right here. Because, see, one of the things, and a lot of people saw him running around out there trying to make a scene and cause commotion. But, see, I'm going to show you where the shame should come in at. If I see another brother or sister trying to host an event that I have a disagreement with, there's a way to go and bring your grievance or your disagreement forward, okay? See, here's what an intelligent person would do that wasn't trying to troll and get YouTube clout, because that's exactly what he was trying to do, goofball and all the clowns that follow the dude. Here's the thing, right? He could have easily got in contact with Brother Tariq, okay, and said, hey, brother, I would like to present some facts or my solutions. Could I possibly be a speaker just to be heard? Now, I'm pretty sure he probably would have been allowed to speak. Now, how he would have been received would have been another story altogether. But I'm making the point of, even if he didn't get a chance to speak there at the rally, right? Brother Tariq is on social media, Twitter Spaces. He's got his own platform. At some point, if you really want to talk to this brother, why don't you reach out and make the effort? Because, see, I'm going to tell you what I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see if he's ever going to pop up into Brother Tariq's Twitter space and bring some of his grievances up there, because we all know he'll be allowed to speak. He'll be allowed to speak. Or is it just you over there on your little channel trying to get them YouTube clicks and views? And I ain't even going to go below the belt with all the stuff that's in this brother's past. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to use this clip from his channel as a teaching tool. And it's fair use, you blockhead bastard, so you can't strike my channel. Go ahead and try it. But see, we're going to use some teaching here, because if you're going to be a troll online, then I'm going to use you as a teaching tool for my people. So with that said, I'm going to let this clip play.
He's able to do this because sorry, I mean, I ain't
But go ahead, Mogul.
No, I was just saying, unfortunately, this is something that's often done in our community, because we as Black people don't have a specific place where we put our money to anyways. Like, most of our money goes to what, Jordans and Mercedes.
Pause right there. See, we're going to break this down from the A-row to the zero. Here's the deal, man. You look at this panel, okay? You got 5 unaccomplished, dusty Negroes sitting up here projecting their failure onto the rest of Black society. I can't stand when these goofballs start that French we. No, we don't not invest our money, and a lot of us are business owners and very successful ones at that, as you just saw with our brother Tariq hosting this rally. And there were several other business owners out there networking and getting in contact with one another, getting ready to carry forward and with the next steps of what we do going forward here to get these tangibles. So the point I'm making in here is, like, failure and misery love company. Because, see, when you got somebody that's sitting up here criticizing a man that has an over 20-year track record of getting things done, right? Over a 20-year track record of getting things done. Think about this. Why you wasting all that time criticizing him and making your little YouTube videos, critiquing this, critiquing that, going back into the past, trying to find this and that? Here's the thing, man. You wasting time because, see, that proves you're not a builder. See, if you're a builder and you're an industrious person, you'll air your grievances. We all got the right to do that. No problem, no issue there. You don't always have to agree with other people that's doing things. But what you don't do is spend a whole lot of time running your mouth and you haven't produced any results or nothing. See, I'm going to tell you the most embarrassing thing about people that criticize Brother Tariq, Brother Jason Black, Professor Black Truth, Philip Scott, on and on. I mean, I can name some people, man, that y'all probably are not that familiar with, men and women, right? But we're going to keep it in the context for like getting on with the rest of this. When you have these people like him criticizing them folks, you know what the most embarrassing thing would be for these people to do? people should say, okay, I heard your grievance. I hear what you're saying. You got a right to your opinion. How about you produce your resume and let's see if it stack up to the person that you criticizing? Things that people can point to and say, yes, this was done. Going back, I don't care whether it's Hidden Colors. I don't care whether it's 8 a.m., okay? 7 a.m. rather. 8 a.m. is the one that Brother Jason's working on, okay? 7 a.m., okay? Gentrified, Race War. Those are Brother Jason Black's documentary films, okay? Then you start to look at the work that they've done aside from that. Do I even need the list? You know what? I'm going to do it, damn it. And then brothers can speak for themselves. But see, I'm bringing this up to bring in the context, this goofball here, because see, the stuff I'm about to name, he hadn't done last time this clown went and bailed people out of jail that's protesting out in the streets. When the last time he paid for any of our other icons' funerals, huh? When's the last time that he's organized things like the Foundation of Black American rally that was just had? When's the last time he done that? When the last time he's written any type of book on group economics that people can go and apply the knowledge and use? See, this little fantasy land goofiness that this dude have over there on this channel, you can go over there and get entertained by it. Sure, you can do that. You can do that. But see, as grown people, especially men, we compartmentalize entertainment. See, after the sports games go off, after the movies go off, whatever it is that you into it go off, it's time to build as a man. What is he building? Besides spinning fantasy yards and sitting around hating on people with a bunch of other dusty losers. See, this is the part, that problem that I'm going to have in this stream, this clip that we analyzing. If you coming up here, notice none of these guys are going to say, hey, I got this going on that's an alternative to Brother Tariq. You're talking about the museum and all of that. It's there, brother. It's in brick and mortar. Where's your alternative? Huh? See, we need to get to the point where when people start this kind of bullshit, we start saying, listen, okay, I hear you. That's your issue. Gotcha. Where's your tangible equivalent or alternative to what you complaining about? If you can't produce that, then you need to be quiet and get to work. It's plenty of work to be done no matter which direction you look in our community. So I want y'all to listen to the tone of these dusty losers up here.
So they already understand that we don't put our money to anything meaningful anyways. So they just make a message, bring it out to be able to collect on the back end.
Well, you know, but to the good people, I call the shadyites, we got a lot of people that's really hoping that this one is the real one. So step up and do right. Because, I mean, I'm telling you, when I went to that rally, these brothers and sisters was there. Their heart was in it. But now they don't know that this person that's manipulating, they don't know the higher and inner workings of how this manipulation works.
Okay, now he's speaking about manipulation. See, I'm going to show you something, right? When people like this start talking, they insult other black people as if they can't think for themselves and say, hey, I see what this brother or sister has going on. I want to be a part of that myself. Okay, because see, let's be clear. You think everybody that showed up to that rally of the damn near almost 4,000 people out there, almost, okay? You think everybody that showed up out there agree with every single thing Brother Tariq or any of the speakers said? No. See, when it's time to handle grown folks' business, what grown folks do is put the foolishness to the side and say, okay, let's come together about what we do agree on. You see what I'm saying? That's what grown people do. Grown people don't sit around trolling and running around with cameras trying to get YouTube clicks and views and running around with other dusty little clowns out there. And I mean, think about it. See, I understand it. It doesn't puzzle me because, see, when you're an unaccomplished person in life, you're not used to getting anything. The people in your community don't really look at you with high esteem. Little children don't look up to you and say, hey, I want to be up. And then when you see other brothers and sisters that have that respect that you haven't earned, it tear you up. You don't know what to do. The only thing you can do is get online and gather a bunch of other goofballs that ain't building nothing, that nobody's going to look to solve a problem. See, think about it. I'm finna make this stick. Oh, I'm finna hit stick this one, boy. Let me ask you something. And I want y'all to answer this in the chat room. If you had to rely on, and I'm going to say his name, Tariq Bey or Tariq Nasheed to solve a problem, who would you go to? Which one of you would rely on Tariq Bey for business advice? Which one of you would rely on Tariq Bey to show you how to acquire economic real estate, like Brother Tariq did with the museum, which will be a success also? Which one of you would go to Tariq Bey to learn how to produce a documentary? Which one of you would go to Tariq Bey to learn how you can travel abroad and do business with other black people abroad? I'm just naming some things. Which one of y'all would go to him over Tariq for that? You see what I'm saying? See, these are the things he already knows. And I'm using this for a reason. Trust me, there is going to be a thorough lesson by the time I get finished with this clip. Because, see, we got to make this shit right here unequivocally clear that when you start this kind of training, all you're doing is wasting your time. Because, see, we're in a phase where the black men and black women that want to change things in this country and want to build, we're going to get together regardless. And it's not because of one man or one woman. It's in our hearts and in our spirits to do what's right. See, our ancestors live on through us. That's in all of our bloodline, okay? So even if you don't have the solution, something in you is always searching for the solution. Something in you is going to always be seeking to build and change your reality of the situation that you're in and overcome this oppression. Okay? Sometimes you'll just be restless and you won't know why. It's because we're not in our natural free state until we get rid of the system of white supremacy. Yes, we have things in our community to take care of internally, but until we get rid of that system of white supremacy, that is the priority. So I want y'all to listen to what the rest of they going to say here, because it's going to be utterly ridiculous.
They really love Tariq Nasheed. They really love the idea that we're going to fight for something that's ours.
So he said, they really love Tariq Nasheed. Okay, well, what's your problem with other black people loving one another, brother? And respecting one another? See, a clown would tell on themselves without saying it. Look at his face, man. Just look at his face in this screenshot while this pause here, right? What he's saying is, why they don't give that respect to me? Well, because you hadn't built nothing, little dusty clown. Men earn respect by what we do, not what we say. Not how much we can make somebody laugh, not how cute we are. Men earn respect with what we build with our hands and the problems that we solve with our minds. What has he built? What problems have he solved? I just want to know.
However, they are not privy to the tricks and the schemes and the scams that come with following somebody.
Where the scam at? See, that's another thing too. A lot of these goofballs, when they start talking about their brother man, talking about scams and whatnot, produce the scam. See, let's make this real simple, right? Again, I'm only saying this because the brother can speak for himself, but I'm teaching you something here about how to use critical thought. If you're going to claim that brother or any black person is a scammer, especially somebody that's doing as much to agitate these white supremacists out here as him, don't you think by now that the IRS, FBI, CIA would have come and arrested this brother on something? When you got the head of the Democratic Party at the time, Howard Dean, calling you out by name and cursing you out on public platforms, see how idiotic that sounds when you start to look at everything that this brother done went through. And we all saw that horrible incident where that brother's house was swatted by them white supremacists, man. See, I respect other brothers that's out here putting it on the line. And see, that's what this goofball don't understand, because see, we all grew up with people that all they know how to do is play in life. They wake up every day trying to figure out how to play games. Hee, ha, ha, play. At a certain point, once you get a certain age, it's time out for the playing, man. You grow into manhood. You grow into somebody that your community and everybody else around you is able to count on because you're a problem solver. I guarantee you that's not this guy. And he knows it. And it's eating him up. So the only thing that you can do is start trolling. Who, at the end of the day, who respects a troll, man, when you this damn old, man? I mean, look, I'm not looking down my nose on anybody. What I'm saying is, if you're not going to be constructive in the things that you do, okay, and the things that you are out here trying to get accomplished don't match you running your mouth, then you really don't have the right to speak on other people that ran circles around you with getting things done in our community. Are the people that's out here doing things perfect? No, they're not. But they're out here. And see, here's the other thing, too, what's going to make these guys look really foolish. Just looking at the person they're talking about, Brother Tariq, this man is multi-talented. He could be a book author, writing on relationship and dating advice. Already proven to be a success with those books, whether you like them or not. We're just going to talk facts. He knows how to make his own documentaries. So I'm finna give you the alternative. Let's just say Tariq said, you know what? Hey, fuck it. I ain't even trying to do nothing for my people no more. I'll just go back to writing these dating relationship books, and I'll just go around the world making documentaries on how you can date people in other countries, date women in other countries. He could do that and be successful. Now, when you have somebody that have these other talents, he's a very talented musician. We've seen that. Okay. This brother's hobbies are more successful than a lot of these people, what they got going on that they claim is their profession. So the point that I'm making is the brother's making a sacrifice by choice. He could get out here in Hollywood and be in all kinds of movies. Very funny brother, could be a stand-up comedian. It's a whole bunch that brother could be doing other than trying to get out here and fight for our people and work with people in the grassroots. You don't have to do that. So see, when you look at these goofballs, and you're going to hear this ridiculous stuff they saying here later. I just want to put that in context as they talk. Let's let them continue.
Character. So to their credit, you have serious people that want to move forward. You know, like this sister right here. Proud Nasheed U.S. That's crazy. And unfortunately, another generation will be gone down the drain if sis don't wake up and she teach people in her company that it's okay to go down with the ship. It's never okay to go down with the ship when the Grand Sheik is giving you a life vest.
See, let's use what he just said right there. He said it's never okay to go down with the ship when the Grand Sheik. And watch these fools giving themselves all these crazy titles. The Grand Sheik. A title should be something people give you, okay? Not something you christen yourself. Think about it. When you look at Mike Tyson and other boxers, man, they call him Iron Mike Tyson. He didn't give himself that name. He got that name because of what he was able to do in the ring. Okay, so now when you start to look at this statement that he made, don't give him a life raft. You build another boat and say, come get on this one. But see, you know what the problem is about that? When you don't know how to build anything, you can't do that. That's the problem, Taharka Bay.
Exactly. And what you just described is the same thing that happens in the black church. We have these people galvanized and you know brought to the center to pay off basically their salaries. That's basically what's been happening to us for decades. So this isn't nothing new. But yeah, definitely, you know, bring it out for that's not the point of the message. The message is or these type of these type that.
How about name the thing that he's not being transparent with? See, one thing that you can always tell that I will immediately identify somebody that's full of shit. If somebody make a statement, they're usually able to quantify that statement with some type of evidence. When you hear people talking like this, first question you ask, like, okay, hey man, show me the evidence, prove it. Go ahead and show me something. I'll be right there with you if you can show me something tangible. But then they get mad because they know they don't have anything. Ridiculous, man. It's a damn shame when you got grown men, man, operating like they little children. But some people never grow up mentally.
I listen to Rick. Some of the stuff he says is real. Like, I mean, we're not denouncing anything he says.
Hold on. What he say that's real? I want to know that.
I mean, some of the things he said about getting to the reparations, getting the check.
No, bro. You gotta really believe that he is down for reparations to even believe that, bro.
But no, hold on.
Not that I believe. Just
Now, keep in mind this clip that we're reviewing here tonight. This was done after the reparations rally. So now you heard what this jackass just said. Why would somebody spend their own money to put together an event of that size if they were not serious about the event and reparations? These people say things that they don't even think about it before it come out their mouth. See, it's one thing to be a fool. It's another to be a stone raving fool. You just saying anything. You let your hatred and disdain of somebody's accomplishments make you come out here and lie on them. And see, when you start doing that as a man, you lose all integrity with other men that are actually about building in the community. We can't take you serious. You get over there in the kid corner. You got some growing up to do. See, I don't care what issue I have with somebody. One thing I'll never do is make up lies on you. And see, when it comes to like a lot of this stuff we see with all this beef, people going back and forth, I'm going to tell you why y'all want to know why y'all rarely ever see me engaging in this. Because let's be clear. I don't care if he make anything in response to this or not. He ain't be able to debunk nothing I'm saying. One thing why you don't see me going back and forth with nobody though, I'm too busy getting shit done. Oh, it's a lot of people that have worked with me. Fellow colleagues will tell you, I like to be quiet and put head down and get results done. That's what gets you respect. Results. Not running your mouth, not arguing. Because see, it's like, at the end of the day, I got to say this, right? And this is where having a healthy ego comes into play at. I'm talking to all of you brothers and sisters in this chat. When somebody started taking shots at you or start arguing at you, before you open your mouth and say one word to respond to them, okay? Because y'all always know I teach you over here, time is the most precious, non-renewable resource that you can ever have. Before you start going back and forth with them, just take a look at who they are. Just take a look at who they are and see if they've accomplished anything close to what you've accomplished in life before you even give them an iota of your time. If the answer is no, you know the only thing you do? You just laugh and go back to being productive. That's it. Because see, if you give non-productive, non-constructive, unaccomplished people your time, they reel you into a cycle of unaccomplishment, which is what makes them feel better. See, they're parasites. They don't have anything constructive going on, so they have to try to leech off the energy of other constructive people. Let's let them continue.
That is the descendants of slaves, and that's just what it is.
Okay, but that don't mean he's down for it though. Yeah,
I didn't say he was down for it. I believe he was down for it or not. Saying like he said, he's able to bring those people together.
That's to get you on the hook though.
Yeah, that's get you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I was about to say, Mogul. No one can deceive you with a flat out lie. They have to have some truths mixed in with that lie. Truth and falsehood strangely mixed. It's strangely mixed because it feels good. Nope.
I always understand when somebody's talking about themselves. That's who he's talking about, himself. See, if any of you have ever studied psychology in this chat room, it's very easy to dissect people like this when you hear them speak. All you have to do is just let them talk long enough. They tell on themselves. He's talking about himself. That's who he's talking about. And projecting that onto other people. And see, I'm going to show you something that's really dangerous about these types of people, man. When somebody becomes obsessed with you because they want your life, you better watch them people. You better watch them people, man. Look at the person that killed John Lennon, right? Okay. Look at the person that killed the singer, the Latina singer, Selena, right? When them people start wanting your life, man, because they're unaccomplished, man, these are some desperate individuals. And see, I'm going to go ahead and put it out here. I can't say for certain, but I'm going to tell you something. The most unaccomplished losers with a history like him, those are the people that they go and get to be a Dothard Perry or William O'Neill in our community. Oh, yeah, I'm going there with it. Because, see, when you wake up every day, never mind what you tell other people. or what you fool other people into thinking you are. When you know you wake up every day and you don't have nothing going on, man, you know you a loser. You know. Okay, so at that point, you think people in the dominant society had learned how to spot people like that amongst us to use against our community? Because, see, a loser hates productive, constructive black people in society that they see moving and doing things. And see, instead of trying to get with those people and learn some game so that you can elevate out of your unaccomplished, unproductive state, what they do is they start to hate. That's not going to make you any better. See this goofball over here doing all these videos, criticizing this, criticizing that, asking all these goofy questions about FBA. What is FBA? Dude, that's not going to bring you any type of success or respect. It's not. The people that go over there and listen to you, here's the thing about it. See, this is the funny thing about the truth, right? For the people that go over there, let's just say they never heard of Tariq, don't know nothing about what he got going on, right? Or anybody in the grassroots for that matter. You go over there and listen to this guy, you eat it up. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. See, what happens is human beings are curious by nature. Sooner or later, the person that you're talking to is going to go and actually talk to the individual, especially today when it's so easy to do it. They're going to go actually talk to that individual, and they'll probably come over there with some of that garbage that you fill their heads with. But then after they have a conversation with the brother or the sister, okay, in cases in it, it just applies to sisters too. They're going to end up saying that, okay, man, you was full of shit. You're not building nothing. Where your resume to match this brother or this sister that you're talking about? See, that's the thing about that, man. That's why being a troll like that always backfire in the end. Because, see, one thing that can't be disputed and will always have its day is the truth. And see, when you actually building where people can see what you're doing, and then they go there and look at you and say, okay, now where yours at? Well, you see, you know how I do. Yeah, yeah, we know how you do.
One confuse the pump with a flat outline. It has truth in it. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Yeah. Swift the lie. Without the truth in it, the truth is what draws you. The lie is what robs you. Right.
Keep in mind now, during this clip, none of them are going to say what they got going on in the community, what they building, what their alternative is. Hell, if you hated the rally so much you had such an issue with it, how about you 5 goofballs get together and put together your own event? Why not do that? See, there's only so much you can talk about something that you don't like. I'm going to give y'all this analogy, man, before we let this continue. If I come over to any one of y'all house in the chat, right, and you cooking, okay, let's just say you fix spaghetti. You fix a big plate and I eat it, and then first bite I tell you how nasty your food is. Oh, it's the worst spaghetti I ever tasted. It's so nasty. And then I eat the whole plate and then ask for seconds. How nasty is it really? Then come back the next day as you cook some more of that spaghetti. You see what I'm saying? See, really, the point that I'm making is a lot of these people secretly admire brothers and sisters that are constructive in the community, but they don't know how to process it. I'm going to tell you how no. Thing. Then on top of that, they spend time, an elongated amount of time. You got people that spend 10 hours straight sitting there hating on one individual. You got that much time to devote to something. That means you can't have nothing constructive going on. You see what I'm saying? Let's let them continue.
And it just makes me upset because, you know, that could be somebody's aunt. That could be some.
So that was the end of the Babel Fist, right? You know, because I wasn't going to bore you with too much of that. But see, this is something that was discussed at the rally for reparations that passed, okay? And a lot of y'all should have seen this. If not, you might want to screenshot this. And this is something, we know it. We've got it down pat. But we need to start instilling this in our young ones. If you have young children that are 10, 12 years old, start reciting these pillars with them out of repetition. Because see, think about it. A part of learning is repetition from an early age. And see, even if you got little toddlers, start reciting the 5 pillars of reparations with them. Number 1, compensation. Number 2, restitution. Number 3, rehabilitation. Number 4, satisfaction. Number 5, guarantee of non-repetition. Talk about what each one of them means as far as us getting just compensation that we are due for grievances. Talk about the proper restitution when damage is done to us. Talk about the rehabilitation that we need to have in our communities, okay, in order for us to repair some of the damage done, being satisfied with the results. Guarantee of non-repetition of the oppression, which is the biggest part of that is up to us. Because, see, when it comes to us running our own grassroots candidates, like our brother Greg Marcel Dixon, you got brothers like him. And see, I'm going to tell y'all something why he's such a thorough brother to support in any political endeavor he decides to undertake. He's not just somebody that's confronting these people. Our brother Greg is very brilliant. I ain't going to go too much into this, but I'm going to tell you, that brother is working on legislation, man, with other like-minded people to get things done. And yes, sometimes that means working with people that you don't always see eye to eye on. But if it's to get something done for the greater good of the community, then you put those grievances and those differences to the side. Okay, that's a part of getting on code to get things done, right? So we need grassroots candidates that are not only willing to go and push the message, but are willing to help draft legislation with the community, teach other people how to do it. You see what I'm saying? Again, I'm going to salute my sister Tesla Figaro out there, right? Sister Tesla Figaro, man, that Push the Line program, I'm going to tell you, man, that is excellent. That is excellent. You don't have to be with one political party or the other. Just come get the training, learn how to be the politician that you want to see. Because, see, after so long of asking these people to do the right things, it's time for us, those of us that are qualified and have the interest and the determination to run, you go get the training and then you be effective. And even if it's city council, mayor, or whatever political position you want to run for, whatever party you're trying to be in, we need people in the spirit of an Adam Clayton Powell Jr. fighting for us, okay? Fighting for us with our agenda. People that's not going to sell out. People that's not going to be worried about where their next plate coming from, like fat ass Roland Martin, okay? And we damn sure don't need fools and fezzes talking about, you know how I do. See, look, I got to go here with it. I'm going to ask you this. I got to go here, family. If you had to send somebody between Tariq and you know how I do to negotiate with a politician for you to get something done for your community, which one of y'all going to send? I know who got my vote that I'm sending. Which one of y'all be comfortable sending him? Tell me that. I want to know. Who gonna be like, yeah, that's my guy? Little Roblox head looking clown. I mean, man, I look, and I hate to go here with him, man. But see, my thing is, man, when you are not doing anything else, see, I would be totally different if this brother was criticizing this man and he say, hey, man, look, I disagree with Tariq and whoever. I got this community center over here that I built. You know what I'm saying? We doing this, we doing that. Look, man, look, I'm gonna tell you somebody else too, man, that y'all should support and check out. Brother George Macon. Man, Brother George, I remember he was up there in Philadelphia about 2 years ago. That's his home city. He was looking at the situation up there with the kids and all the violence that's going on. That brother said, you know what? I don't see what's in place. I'm going to build something to help my people and the kids in my community. That brother started Urban Nerds Worldwide, and he been pushing with that program ever since. See, these are builders, man. These are builders. These are brothers that say, you know what, man? I don't see it. That means I got to build it. So those are the people that are worthy of supporting things like that. If you're going to look to throw your support behind people that are actually grassroots, getting their hands dirty, doing the work that's not always glamorous or something that, you know, hey, it's going to get you a lot of notoriety or fame. Because, see, that's what a lot of people like Roblox here want. They want fame, but they don't want to earn the respect of the people. See, here's the thing, right? And this is my personal philosophy. I'm the type of brother, I'd rather get something done and you never know I did it if it's for the good of my people. I really don't care about fame like that. My reward comes from seeing my people in a better place. If you want fame, the people will put you there if you have a consistent track record of problem solving and getting results for the people. You get all the fame you need then and then some. But see, if that's your sole purpose for out here being on the grassroots or doing this work, you in it for the wrong reasons, and you're really not going to be that effective. This work that any of us do out here, you have to love your people enough to say, I want to lift black people out of the condition that we're in with whatever skill set you have. Okay. It's going to be days where, like, all right, here's the thing. And I'm going to seriously pose this question to you about Mr. Roblox Head. Think about a person that starts out doing something, okay, and let's just say you get other like-minded people on board, right? Eventually, some people may get tired, give up, and quit. But see, the person that's really worthy of respect and leadership is going to be the person that says, you know what? Even if everybody else quit around me, I'm going to complete this mission because I have to do this. See, do you really have the conviction to stick with any vision or idea you have? No matter how bad things are, no matter what personal issues they got going on in their lives, and they get the job done, man. I don't think he had that kind of conviction. He has yet to show it. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to bring y'all here tonight. I wanted y'all to really reflect on that, okay, and be prepared to see the entire footage of the Foundation of Black American Reparations rally, because see, for those people claiming that not many people showed out, yeah, that's okay. Just wait till Wednesday. You're going to see just how many people was out there if you wasn't able to make it. Our brothers are trying, in the works of organizing, the next event should be in Dallas if all goes as planned. If y'all didn't make it to DC, you need to make it to Dallas, okay? You need to make it to Dallas. That's going to be another one for the record books, because see, a lot of people get this thing misconstrued here before I close the broadcast tonight. People look at the things that our brother Tariq and brother Jason do, and they think, okay, it's just them. And I'm pretty sure both of those men will tell you that the reason why they're able to be successful in what they do is because they have the support of the black grassroots community behind them. None of us can get anything great accomplished without the support of our people. You see what I'm saying? None of us. So with that said, family, I'm going to wrap it right here. I hope all of you have a very safe and productive week, and I will see you all in future content.
Typically in literature, whites will be organized. They were lewd, they were barbaric. These were in the bush.
There is no other group on the planet Earth that have taken on the devil the way we have, in his own house.
Some estimates say that there are about 50,000 rooms that you can find per year throughout the Americas.
The Great Dismal Swamp was the area between that Virginia, North Carolina, the eastern border area. This was a popular area for the natives. A lot of the natives in that area.
Because that's who we are. You can put us anywhere in the world. We are survivors.
If you are really tapped in with your environment and you become one with that ecosystem, right? You know what I'm saying? That ecosystem begins to work with you.
We were robbed of our definition of who we were, which is our nationality and our tribe. And we fell into from someone else's eyes.
Resistance is not just about not only violence, physically fighting back, but there has to be resistance literature, resistance language.
A whole 2 detachments of U.S. soldiers got mowed down by the black Seminoles. Destroyed the side of 110 people. They killed 108. That's damn good shooting.
The black Seminoles were using all types of guerrilla warfare tactics are studied in military schools to this day. They didn't like Muslim slaves. The same reason they didn't like Indian slaves, because they weren't afraid to die.
Once you realize you're not safe, your children, your families aren't safe. The people who you're bringing in the world are not going to be safe long after you. There becomes a need to stand up and survive.
We are the force that's moving forward. We will never be stopped.